What's up, everybody? I'm Happy. Welcome to the tour of my Overland ambulance. Welcome to the kitchen, everybody. This is pretty much all custom done. Countertops are just butcher block. I have a nice sink here, deep sink for washing dishes here. This comes off, it doubles as a cutting board. One of the things I left original, that's not completely done yet, is this switchboard. I was able to repurpose most of the lights and the switches so they actually run like my water pump. The lights here, I can dim them or brighten them or do left and right. And they are original lights, so I was able to repurpose those as well. One of the things that a lot of people talk about in ambulances is the wiring and just the mass amounts of wiring. I was very, very fortunate, not only that everything was done really well and labeled well, but I was actually able to call the company and get schematics sent to me within like an hour. So that helped out tremendously while doing all the wiring and stuff in here. And then right here we have a drawer that we added just for silverware, some kitchen stuff. It's self-closing, soft closing I should say, with a little help sometimes. And then I did some Backsplash. I get a lot of compliments on the Backsplash, which is really surprising because it's just peel and stick from Amazon, but it came out really good. It's the newer stuff, so it's kind of 3D printed, and it has the extra glue in the back and really helps out a lot. And right up here we have some of the original cabinets. They're like a plexiglass and they have gas struts on them, and they also have the locking mechanism, which is the two balls that you tighten up on each side, and that's what hooks onto the latch. And so far no problem, nothing's come flying out. And that's about the only other thing that I left original were this set of cabinets and another set you'll see shortly. So, and then over here I have a little storage container, and that was like a $30 Costco thing. It collapses and folds into the lid because when you're living in a small space, things that you can put away and put away in a small spot are really important. And then on the ceiling, I use the 1/4-inch cedar planks, and they smell wonderful. They're a little difficult to work with, to be honest with you. They're very brittle and they like to crack. And I used just the regular self-tapping screws up here because they're able to go right into the aluminum framing. This thing is built like a tank but out of aluminum. And also you can see that I've added a max air fan here. This one is the one that's reversible, and that's important to me so that when my dog's in here I can blow the air down on her and I know that she's at least getting that. And I did put one in the rear, and I can put that one on suction, so it just kind of creates this nice wind tunnel. And over here, another original thing I kept was the AC. This AC can only be run when the motor's running, so it works off the compressor. So if I want to use it when I'm still, I have to run it, push the brake, PTO kick on, and I'm able to run it there. It's just not the healthiest thing for your engine. I kept the roll-up doors here because I can roll them down and I can lock them in whatever position I want. So if I want to keep something important up here, I can put it down and lock it. Or if I don't want my beverages stolen, I can push it all the way down and lock that too. Speaking of beverages, I got my fridge here. It's a Dometic 85 cubic inch, I think is what they call it. CFX 85 or something like that. Amazing. The only thing is that it can either do freezer or refrigerant. It's not a dual zone, but I love it nonetheless, and it's working out great. So now the question everybody asks, what do you use for a bathroom? So I actually kept my old fire helmet for this. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually right here in this container. I carry my luggable loo, and it's just the 5-gallon bucket with the toilet seat lid. I just take it wherever I need to use it. Sometimes I set up a tent. Sometimes I have to use it in here. It just depends. So it's been a few years. I had planned on hitting the road after I retired from the fire service. You know, I retired because of an injury, and kind of was like, you know, what do I do now? And everybody's like, hey, now's an opportunity to do something that you always wanted to do. And at first I was like, but I always wanted to be a firefighter, so I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So after just kind of looking into myself, I was like, you know what? I'm good at being somebody's friend. Like I feel like I'm a good person and a good friend. And I have friends all over the United States and the world. And I was like, I'm going to go visit people, you know what I mean? And go see all them and keep those connections that we all lose in life. You know what I mean? And people get families and stuff. And at least now I'm mobile. You know what I mean? I can cruise around and meet them, see how they're doing, explore the country, see new things. A lot of people focus on going abroad to travel when really people abroad come here. You know, you got to look in your own backyard. Just coming to this spot was epic, man. It was like a movie. I'm still blown away thinking about it. You know what I mean? Just meadows and pine trees and rivers. I mean, get out there. Everybody's, you know, suffering where they're at. Just get out there and explore our own country and enjoy it, you know. Welcome to my home gym, everybody. Just kidding. It's the bedroom. So back here, we're able to put a queen size bed. It was really important to me to have that because no matter where you're at, if you ain't getting good night's sleep, you aren't going to be happy. And in that rig I had before, the bed was just not comfortable. It was too small. So with the ambulance being so wide, after we gutted the boxes that were over here, and these are the ones I told you I kept, this bed, which is queen size, can sleep sideways, which is pretty rare for any rig. But it also has about 8 inches of room at the head, so I was able to put, you know, some catch-all little containers and stuff like that. As you can see, here's my Coleman AC that I installed, and this one is made to be used like when you're hooked up to shore power, or if I ever increase my solar bank, then I'll be able to use it. Behind that is the other Max Air fan. I've got another little book reading light right here with the little shelf up top, and I went ahead and did all the shiplap all the way around using the same screw heads as these other ones, the self-tappers. And these drawers down here are actually Home Depot. They were just happened to be the right height. So I just built a frame around it. My friend Jimmy and I built a frame around this, made a couple compartments here, and called it good. So in this compartment over here, I use it for excess bags or gym equipment, stuff like that. But I also use it for my dirty laundry, put it in a bag and shove it in there. And then when I get to the laundromat or wherever I'm headed, if I can do laundry, I do it there. And right here in the top drawer, I'm going to put these pull tabs on every drawer. I have some, you know, some stuff for toothpaste. I have my socks in there. Every drawer becomes like a kind of a combo drawer. You know, you don't have one just dedicated to anything. And then in this cabinet down here, I have some, you know, paper towels, toilet paper. I keep my little meaty computer in there as well. That way if I want to make some beats later, I can do that. In this compartment over here, the old Instapot. Gotta have it. And then here's the actual tiles that I use from Amazon. Wow. Got some extras in case something goes on. Propane, more toilet paper, because you know how people are when there's a shortage. And then on here, we have underwears. That's just my underwear right there. So can't let you get in that dark, dirty secret there. And then right here is just some more gym equipment. These all go back to my garage and stuff. So I'll show you that here in just a little bit. So this thing is actually original as well. I just took it off the back of the other seat. And then there used to be a bench seat here all the way across where the medic would attend to the patient. And so what I did is I just made it into a single seat with a hinge, piano hinge. And now it's storage for dog food. Again, a lot of multi-purpose storage areas. All right, and then in these upper compartments here, I got mostly like my clothes, t-shirts, my ball caps, peace pipe, flute, just the, you know, necessities in life. And that side over there is just pretty much my clothes that I don't get to as often, like winter clothes and stuff. So welcome to the cab of the Overland ambulance. It's pretty much just like a stock ambulance. I left the switches and stuff and just repurposed them. The scene lights still work, so I don't have to put any outdoor lighting. They're super bright. The light bar and flashing headlights have been deactivated for my safety. And other than that, yeah, that's it. Just a regular old ambulance. So some of the pros and cons of being on the road is, you know, you're pretty free. You get to go to different places. You don't like where you're at, you can just move. You see a lot of epic places that you don't even, can't even believe exist. But there's a lot of cons to that kind of stuff too, and especially if you're new to it. If somebody tells you not to be afraid when you're new to it, they haven't done it, because you're gonna be afraid. Everybody's afraid when you first go, because you don't know where to stay, you don't know what to do, you don't know what's safe, what's not. And those are some of the cons, you know what I mean? You're gonna get door knocks, you're gonna have to poop in a bag or a bucket, you're gonna miss showers. With all these beautiful places, there could be a time where you go to them and there's no place to park. You can't stay there. So now you just drove in 3 hours to see something. You got to go back out and sleep in a Walmart in the nearest town, if you're able to. And, a lot of times we travel around with our home, so we're constantly worrying about our rig if we leave it in a city, or is it safe, because we carry everything with us. You have to do it. Traffic, gas prices, it's crazy. There's so many positives and there's so many negatives. You just have to weigh it out and decide, yes, that's what I want to do. But you're going to be afraid. Everybody's afraid at first. If you're willing to make that sacrifice, in my opinion, there's nothing better. Completely worth it. And welcome to my garage. One of the things I'm most proud about this thing is being able to store my mountain bike in here, which you cannot see because it's not in here right now. But I used unistrut for the bed frame. That way I didn't have to put any legs down. I wanted to almost be like a floating platform bed. So we're able to bolt it into the studs in the walls and have all this space. So it's exactly the height of those cabinets up front too. Like I told you, I was really lucky that Home Depot had them. So yeah, just keep my tools in here. Usually have my mountain bike right here. I've got, some chairs. I've got some medical stuff in here. Bluetooth speaker, just again, all the necessities in life. There's a lot of advantages to having this much garage space. One is that you just pretty much get to take anything you want with you, or that's bigger that you want to take, like a bike. I can actually fit 2 bikes in here if I want, but I still have a lot of space that I haven't used in case you come across something that you need or want, for the trip. But one of the major disadvantages of having your bed so high, as you can see, it leaves just a little bit of room to look out when you're laying in bed, but also I can barely sit up in there. I'm personally not a person who likes to sit up in bed. I like to sit down on the chairs and stuff, because if I lay in a bed or sit in it, I'm going to sleep. All right, so this is a 2001 Ford E450 7.3 liter diesel ambulance. It only had 50,000 original miles on it when I got it, and that was one of the huge pluses, that it was such low miles. So another huge benefit was all the exterior compartments and storage. So I'm going to share some of those with you now. And this one right here is pretty much just has my 3 AGM 115 amp hour batteries, solar controller, key line splitter and charger, and also an elk shed that a friend gave me. And in this compartment, which was pretty much a game changer, is actually where I can get my beers from the outside. I mean, my drinks. So that was huge. And if you notice, when I do open some of these compartments, the lights turn on inside. That was one of the reasons I wanted to keep the wiring as well. If I were to leave this door open and start it, it would start buzzing and beeping and saying, "Hey, big dummy, you left your door open." And there's a lot of stuff I don't want to lose. So in this compartment, I normally carry my generator and stuff, but right now, the second fridge, I have somebody with me. They like cold beverages. And over in this compartment, it's kind of like my catch-all. See? Or drop-all. Hey, that's the reality though, man. Like when you go down bumpy roads, stuff's gonna shift around and fall out. I'd be lying and say it never happened, right? So Right now I have some levelers in there. I've got an air compressor, a ramp for Willow. She's getting up there in age and sometimes she needs a little help getting in there. And some firewood and stuff like that. Let's just get that back in there in an organized fashion. And in this compartment is kind of my utility closet. And where I have a cooktop right here that I just got, so I'm really anxious to use that. I've got 25 gallons of fresh water, my water pumps here, my propane tank, and then the gray water tank right here. And pretty much everything for the kitchen feeds up through here. It was already here. It works perfect. Every one of these compartments is ventilated and heated or cooled to the cab. So it all circulates. So I don't have to worry about my pipes freezing and stuff as long as I keep it a decent temperature inside there, which I'm going to do anyway to stay comfortable, right? And in this last compartment, I have the blackouts for the window. I have my Gasland tankless water heater that is also a shower. So this is where you spray out. Love this thing, super cheap, $100. Turn on the propane, and as much water as you got, that thing's gonna burn you. And then I got the Go Treads for leveling, and if I get stuck, I'll utilize those. And then just a couple camping chairs. These are the scene lights I was telling you guys about that I had left wired up. They're super bright. And right above that is the awning that actually came with it, because this ambulance was not used to transport patients. It was used as a rehab. So they would take it to the fires and pull the awning out, put some tables up, some Gatorade, and when the firefighters would come out from the fire, they would rehydrate and cool off before they went back in. So that explains the low miles on it. So a common question I do get on the ambulance is, where did I find it? How much did it cost? How much did it cost to build it? So just I'll go through a couple of those questions really fast. This particular one, my friend Jimmy and I, he searches a lot of the government websites and stuff, auctions, and he found it on there. So we ended up shooting for it and won it. One of the particular things that we liked about it is the low miles, and it was a pretty established fire station, meaning they had a central garage, so you know it was maintained as good as possible. It wasn't just left out in the rain, you know what I mean, and not done all the stuff on time and stuff. So that was a huge thing. So after paying fees and stuff and the auction, this particular unit was $11,000. Shortly after that, we were able to source the Quigley 4-wheel drive conversion kit for this, which is going to be installed shortly. And that was used. We were able to get it for about $6,500. So if you want to follow me, you can find me on Instagram at happystrails_. You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/happystrails. And if you want to support the channel, I do also have a Happy Trails Patreon. Thank you guys so much for coming and checking out the #Overland Ambulance. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour.